let's talk about some of the worst contracts that we could scrounge up. So we'll start at number 5 here. We'll ease you into it because it's going to start to hurt towards the end. Let's go to number 5, Nick Foles to the Jaguars. Now, you don't even think about it because, well, the only real relevant history of the Jaguars is with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
So you don't even think about the fact that, well, he wasn't there always, right? Like, he wasn't just, like, born a Jaguar whenever they started in, 2000-something?
Yeah.
But yeah, so they went with Nick Foles. Of course, he didn't even win the job. It was 4 years, $88 million. I forget how much was guaranteed. It was... Actually, I have the numbers right here. Why would I try to guess? But if you remember correctly, you may be like, oh, I don't even remember him, that much on the Jags. Yeah, that's because he didn't even beat out Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew at the time was a rookie, and Gardner ended up starting. $50 million of it was guaranteed. He actually ended up getting paid out all of that $50 million, not from the Jags, but in total he did end up getting that, obviously because it's guaranteed. But yeah, first of all, didn't even win the job. When he did play a couple times, it was not pretty. I want to say his stats for that year, he had 3 touchdowns and 8 picks. It was bad.
Yeah.
Nick Foles, 2019 with the Jags, 4 years, $88 million.
I was going to say, I can't believe they paid him that much money to sit on the bench and hold a clipboard.
Right. And
he was the
I
biggest
will applaud them for looking at the situation, being well, Minshew's probably better, and just not having any alliance just because of the financials.
Yeah.
They said, we're going to put the best quarterback out there.
I mean, he really just got paid to be, the biggest Microsoft Surface tablet, endorsement ever. Just sitting there holding it.
Dude, that's the same season where the Jags started with a win. In Minshew's first game, they were like, oh my God, a dub, 1-0. And they lost every game thereafter.
Yeah.
That was bad. That's how they ended up getting Trevor Lawrence. Yep. And, to be fair, if you want to look at it like that year allowed them to get Trevor Lawrence, then this may be the best contract.
The holistic view.
Maybe the best contract in NFL history. Let's go to number 4, and it's actually a coach, and it's going to be John Gruden. 10 years, $100 million.
Now that is crazy.
Fully guaranteed, which most coaches' salaries are. That's not insane. To me, and maybe it's because I wasn't a functional human being when John Gruden coached in the early 2000s. I was a toddler. But I just thought it was a little bit weird to bring a TV personality to coach. I know he had coached before, but he had kind of transformed into a TV personality, and not the one where he was known for analytics or drawing up plays or any of that. He wasn't like Tony Romo, who knew exactly what was coming, or what Brady's going to be, where it's a high football knowledge. I'm not saying John doesn't know football. But his personality was the reason he was popular on TV. And the Raiders said, nope, let's bring him in $10 million a year. You're I just don't think that's smart. That just doesn't seem like a smart idea.
And it proved to not be smart with the way that whole thing ended, collapsed in on itself, and just got messy.
Yeah, especially because with the emails and all that, it was rough.
They
weren't good, and he was shady. Yeah,
it got to the point where it was the coaching isn't great, and this situation makes me cringe.
Right, and they just have a knack for doing that too. Because then it was Josh McDaniels, and
it didn't get better.
Oh my God, bad. Yeah. Anyway, number 3 here, Carson Wentz, and this pains me to say it because there was actually, and I can remember it right now. We did a preseason ranking of quarterbacks. This was in I think 2020 or 2021.
Old studio.
And I had, that table with a box of poster board around it.
Yes.
Talking into your old laptop.
Yes.
Correct. I remember it. Yes. And I remember writing it on a Post-it note. I had him in my top 5. I think I had him in my top 3. I think it was Mahomes, him.
That was it.
But anyway, 4 years, $128 million from the Eagles. That was a rough one, that's for sure. And I think it's one of those biggest what-ifs in terms of an NFL quarterback for me because he's so talented.
Yeah.
He's 6'4.5", 235, can move, big arm.
Had the frame.
Yes.
Had all the intangibles.
He was pretty accurate. He was just a little bit reckless with the football. And there was some off-the-field stuff that I don't think a lot of people... You heard rumors in the locker room he wasn't the best teammate, and I don't know how much
very
that's true.
Standoffish. I've heard he's a standoffish
that's what I've heard.
guy.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah, I'm not going to, crush the guy for it because I don't have great sourcing, but from a lot of really proven sources, that's what we've heard.
Right.
So, yeah. Number 2, let's go with Russell Wilson. Everybody knows this one. This is the most recent.
That was a bad one.
It is 5 years, $245 million. Broncos are still paying basically paying for him to play for the Steelers, which is sweet for us. Although, granted, I don't think he's going to be very good. I think Russ at this point in his career is a C- quarterback. And so to pay a C to C- quarterback that much money doesn't make a ton of sense. It's not good. And then also, it's not the contract, but I think it needs factored in. The fact that they also give up 2 firsts, a third, Noah Fant, Drew Lock, that's fine. You can get rid of Drew Lock, but he was in that trade.
It's still a lot.
But the 2 firsts, a third, and Noah Fant is a haul. You gave up a ton.
You got fleeced.
And so to give up that much and get fleeced on the finances, that is rough.
That's
a rough spot to be in. Yes. I don't understand how the GM still has his job. I'm just saying. And he also hired Nat Hackett in the same time. I just want to throw that out there.
That's 2 horrible decisions on top of each other. Yeah. I mean,
correct.
I just don't understand how you keep a job of that caliber after making that big of a mistake. That's not like a little oopsies.
No, that's like, oh shit.
$240 million.
Right. That's like a lot, of money. Yeah. A lot of it guaranteed. I think it was like $180 million guaranteed too. So like,
not as bad as this next one though.
Yeah, no, this one's yes. Deshaun Watson, 5 years, $230 million, fully guaranteed.
Fully
guaranteed. Like, the Broncos can move off Russ's deal. They're going to pay him this year, a little bit next year, and then they're, done with it. It's like, okay, we're cool. They still have 3 or 4 more years of paying Deshaun top of the market level. That's absurd.
Well, now, here's the problem. The problem is he's not going to play to that level at any point, I don't think. I don't see him elevating to that.
I don't view him as a top 20 quarterback in the league.
But he's being paid like a top 3.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I could rattle off 19 guys I'd rather have. Maybe even 20 over him.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. How do you get that contract? Do you have the best agent in the world? Is that what it comes down to?
Evidently.
Killer agent?
Well, no, and then here's also the issue. It's Cleveland. Cleveland's desperate. Cleveland's stupid. 3 firsts, 2 seconds, and a fourth.
They'll do anything for a couple jersey sales.
3 firsts, 2 seconds, and a fourth for Deshaun Watson, and you're going to fully guarantee his contract. Now I need to go down the list of the quarterbacks I'd rather have because I just have to do it.
Okay, go ahead.
I said I could, and I have to.
Start in the AFC North. Let's go AFC North first.
Okay, I would go Lamar and Burrow both over him.
Okay, let's go AFC West.
I would go Patrick. I'd go. Oh, so that's 2. I'd go Patrick. I'd go Herbert.
That's it.
I would go Bo Nix right now.
Okay.
I'd go Bo Nix.
Okay, AFC East.
I would go Tua. I would go Aaron Rodgers. I would go Josh Allen.
Okay, AFC South.
I'd go Anthony Richardson. I'd go C.J. Stroud. I'd go Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, NFC North.
Jordan Love, yes. Not J.J. McCarthy.
Caleb Williams,
absolutely. Jared Goff, absolutely.
Okay, NFC West.
Stafford, yes. That's what, 15 right there?
Yep.
Stafford, yes. Kyler, yes.
Purdy,
yes. I would, yeah, okay, that's it for that.
NFC East.
I'd go Dak, yeah.
What about Jalen?
I'd go Jalen. I'd probably go Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, no Daniel Jones, though.
Yeah, I'd go Jaden Daniels.
Okay, NFC South, finish it off.
I'd go Kirk for sure. I'd probably go Baker. Probably. I would actually think about Derek Carr. Probably not Derek Carr, but it's closer than you'd think.
So you just listed like 20.
That's 22.
Yeah, 22 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You would take
Sorry,
over
at
Deshaun
best,
Watson.
I'd put him at 23. You could argue me into like 18th on that list.
There it is.
But yeah, those are the worst contracts in NFL history. Deshaun Watson, 5 years, $230 million, fully guaranteed. Russell Wilson, 5 for $245. Carson Wentz, 4 for $128. John Gruden, 10 for $100. And Nick Foles, 4 years, $88 million. The infamous 1-15 season that he didn't actually play that much in.
That is a tough day.